Sega. I don't know.
That takes me back. That definitely takes me back.
Well, listeners, viewers, this episode is all about gaming. So, as usual, you have Mark and Sharon here to Tinpot 2 podcast, and this is one that I've been waiting for quite some time. So, we're going to try to keep it to 20-25 minutes because I only have the lovely Sharon for that amount of time, and then she has to go away and be a parent, unfortunately. So, now, I could talk about gaming until I was blue in the face, but I want to hear it, if I dare be so bold to say, Sharon, that you are a novice when it comes to gaming. What was your first gaming console?
Atari.
Really? That was mine. That was mine too.
Yeah.
But so you're not that much of a novice. I thought you were going to say like an Xbox 360 or something like that.
No. I was telling my eldest about it the other day. Actually, I was showing him the game. So yeah, it was Atari. Was it 2600?
Yeah, you've got the Atari 2600, and that came out, listeners, on the 9th of November 1977 and was discontinued on the 1st of the 1st, 1992.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So we had, I think we ended up with 2 at one point. But I was explaining to James that we watched it on one of the CRT TV screens, so a big, basically a box. It was about this big. It was white, black and white. I think the very first one we watched. But yeah, so we had the games like Pitfall. That was my favourite. Keystone Capers and all those.
Was Roland on the ropes? Was he? What was he? Roland. I'm gonna Google that. Roland on the ropes. I think he was the Amstrad. Was he? What was he on? He was on the Amstrad CPC. Oh, Amstrad CPC 464. Wow, my God, that's going back. I mean, did you move up through the consoles? So did you do what everybody else did?
I went to Mega Drive. And I remember when I lived on, so when I was 18, I had a flat by myself. So I didn't have a DVD player, but I did have a Mega Drive.
Wow. So you skipped the Master System save?
Yeah. And I had the GameCube as well. So I remember hours of playing Mario Sunshine in my flat on my own.
So you're jumping around now, aren't you? You're going to Nintendo now.
Yeah.
Multi-platform discipline.
And I think that was really the last time when I lived on my own that I was able to just fully play games by myself. Since I now live in a house with 2 boys and a husband, I mean, there's probably about 8 consoles in this house, like, PlayStations and Xboxes and stuff like that. And I literally do not get a look in. The Forza has just come out in our house.
Forza 5, it's not just Forza, Sharon. Please get
Forza
it right.
And Nick's going to me, my husband's going to me, oh yeah, we are premium users, so we've got it before everyone else. I'm like, okay, great, can I see it? He went, no, not really. And I'm like, right. So then I came in and Matthew, my youngest, who is 9, was playing it, and I could recognize. I'm going, why have you got a hooligan? They're having an amazing time, and I'm sort of watching on the sidelines going, huh. So yeah, I can really see the benefit of gaming, but at the moment I'm not getting much of a look in.
Well, Forza 5 is, I mean, Forza 3, that came out, Forza 4 came out 3 years ago, and I think it's still like number 2 in the Xbox charts behind COD. But Forza 5 is, I mean, it's to the point where I mean, it's designed for the next gen consoles. So X and S, I say more so the Series X Xbox, because that thing is just a behemoth and powerful machine. But I mean, you can even see if it's a flathead screwdriver that's needed to change things, or you can even see the reflection in the water and the weather. The fact that it's just unbelievable. Now I'm looking now. I mean, a Forza 5 is the now, and I'm looking at my probably first. I had the Atari, but I also remember my proper first console, one that I can play on my own or with my brother, and that was the Master System. by Sega, and that was released in 1985, and that was cassette. So you had to. I remember you play the game, and then you'd have to rewind the game, and then play the game again. It was. I'd never experienced anything like that before. I was just going, I don't get it. And then obviously it went up to the you got the Mega Drive, and then you had the Mega Drive 2, which was disc, which was unbelievable for us. Getting some of that out of disc, and then you went up to the Game Gear. We never had enough money to buy a Game Gear. That came out in 1990, but I could never have enough money to buy a Game Gear, and then Sega Saturn, and then I don't know what the Sega Nomad was. I don't remember that. And then obviously the Dreamcast. And I thought the Dreamcast was amazing because the Dreamcast had a little screen in the actual middle of the joypad as well. I mean, that hasn't really sort of taken off now, has it? And then we went through all sorts of...
The Switch is a bit like that, isn't it? You've got a screen in the middle of the two joy.
Yeah, I mean, like, on the actual control pad itself, like if you look upstairs and you look at your kids' PlayStation or Xbox, they've got all there's no screen limit. I mean, I get why there isn't one there, because it's a massive distraction. Why would you want to look down at your joypad? I mean, kids these days, I grew up with gaming. And I can spank my 7-year-old easily at gaming. I've told him, the day that you can beat me at Mario Kart is a day that I will bow down and call you master. But that day is a long way off. And I constantly smash him at it, to the point where on a Sunday afternoon, there's nothing better than I like to do. Stressful week, stressful jobs. Gaming, I would say, is a massive benefit to mental health. You see a lot of TikToks now of, unfortunately, poor guys getting smashed by the partners saying, "Oh, gaming, I don't like he plays his game," but they don't realize that is a massive outlet, massively beneficial to mental health. But I love it on a Sunday because I'll play my son, and we've got a Switch as well, and I'll play him at Mario Kart, and I'll let him think he's going to win, let him look like he's going to go over the line, and I'll shoot him with a red turtle shell, and he will go absolutely, and she'll just go, "Bah!" And I'll hear Kelly go, "What are you doing to him?" And I'll say, "Hey, he's got to learn. He's got to learn that one day he'll be able to beat his dad. But as it stands now, he can't beat his dad." That's what we're saying, mate. We're having a race. And that's all I ever get.
It is, though. It's massive escapism, isn't it, gaming? And whether that's something like VR, like the Oculus Rift, or whether it's, sat there with your Switch. I mean, for my youngest, it's Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing has just been updated this week. It came out on Friday. Matthew put it in my calendar, which I've never had him put anything in my calendar before, so you can see what a big deal it was. So yeah, escapism for all ages, really. Once you can immerse yourself into a game and that adventure, and especially if they build characters in that you can really get behind, and you've got a shared mission. Well,
that's right up your street, that, isn't it? I mean,
I've got to look in. I'd love it.
Yeah, like Team, anything like that. You'd absolutely love that. But it is just escapism in some way, but it's also challenging. I love playing the computer because I think for me, I mean, we do technology in our company. I think it just helps you de-stress, but also helps you keep you a little bit sharp. Plus, it's great if you're playing COD and you got the mics off, and then you get a last kill mic talk back. It's brilliant because people are always raging. Although some things that people say to me online, I cannot be repeated here, but it is very funny. And that's why I get excited around the metaverse. So everybody's got very emotional at the moment, haven't they, about the metaverse? But I'm going, forget Facebook. Changing your name isn't really going to help. I mean, I don't think that's what he's trying to hope to go. Never mind your privacy and fake news. Meta. I mean, I get it, but take the metaverse as a concept. My God, that cannot come fast enough for me. I would give nothing more than to Ready Player One that. Go home, stick it on, and I'm a T-Rex with Superman's legs. I don't know, whatever I want to be. And I can go away.
Ready Player One as a concept, and the film and the book, that was a whole immersive world, wasn't it? That's very different to the real world. And for some people, that's going to be completely life-changing. All the jobs it's going to create, and just being able to just switch off and go there for a bit. It's going to be very
the jobs the jobs that our kids are going to have
Mm.
don't exist yet,
Mm.
because I was trying to explain this at home. So our child he's 7. I said by the time he's probably, I don't know, 20, he could very realistically have a job in the metaverse.
Mm.
So he will not have to go anywhere. He'll log on, put his headset on, and I don't know, he might be a mediator of something, or do some sort of task in there, whatever it might be. But he could easily have a job. I mean, look at what's happening at the moment. People, Google it. Companies are buying up space in the metaverse. Nike has just spent a fortune with Meta, aka Facebook, to have their space. Because if you think about it, I was reading this, what Nike have done, which they're very clever in doing, they've been collecting data for years on you and on your feet, because they have sensors in the shoes, and that obviously speaks back to the app, and they collect all that data. Now, what they're going to be able to do in the metaverse is you can meet your athletic version of you, your digital self, in the metaverse. So as you train, you can train with yourself in the metaverse, because it's using your data, your height, your thing. And that for me is just awesome.
Oh, I'd love that as a runner, to be able to see what you need to do and how you can improve your performance, and what levers you can pull without physically being injured.
I mean, imagine doing it not just through,
swim.
if it's not VR, but it's augmented reality. So you could put a pair of glasses on and you could run round the lake that's near your house. And at the side of you, you can see your digital self running with you and talking to you, and you can have a conversation back, or you could even do that run with Superman or whoever else you wanted to do it with, or Usain Bolt or anything. That is just awesome. I mean, take my data. Well, yeah, no, I don't. Jesus Christ, yeah. But like, right, Sharon, you've done a marathon. Let's do another 4. But
now.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm like, obviously, take the data. Just give me the information back. I want that. I so want it. But that's where gaming is going to go. And I'm just looking at the hardware that some of these providers have put out over the years. So you have Atari, which is sort of sits at the top. And Atari sort of discontinued, was a Atari Jaguar. And please Google that for you listening to it, and just look at that for a piece of hardware. Jesus Christ. But you got the Atari Jaguar, and that came out in 93 and in 96. And then that was it. Atari went. I can't remember what happened to them. I don't know if they were bought or something. And then you had Sega. Sega came along with something called the SG-1000. Snappy. That came out in 83 and discontinued in 84. So obviously that didn't go well. Yeah, and then they obviously brought out the Master System, and then that all went all the way through to the Dreamcast, which came out in 98 and ended in 2001. So that's Sega. Now, when you get to Nintendo, strap in for this. You get to Nintendo. So Nintendo, they first came out with their piece of hardware, which was in 1977, and it was called Color TV Game. Rolls off the tongue. Now. Go and Google that. It looks like something in the original Tron. It is Baba. I mean, well, at the time in the 70s, I can imagine it was amazing, because who were they competing against there? They were competing against the Atari Stunt Cycle, which looks appalling. So then that discontinued in 1980, and then they go, right, then let's get into this series. I'm going to put some serious cash behind this. So I've got the Game and Watch. That came out in 1980 and ran for 11 years to 1991, interestingly. Oh, now, big leagues. We're in the big leagues now. I remember my brother getting one of these for his 13th birthday, and I wanted to kill him and take it off him. I would have killed him and taken it off him if I could have got away with it. It is the one and only Game Boy. Came out 1989 and ran, believe it or not, to 2003. Did you ever have a Game Boy?
No, we didn't have those in our house.
You didn't have Tetris?
No.
Or Mario?
I know what it is. I know what it is, obviously, but no, never a Game Boy.
Look at how simple that thing is. I mean, people who, I don't know, if you were born after 2003, you're going to be going, what the hell is a Game Boy? But Google a Game Boy. I mean, it's got a select and a start button, a D-pad, A and B button. That's it.
Very simple. Yeah.
That's it. But my God, was that thing popular. At the same time, they then launched the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Oh, getting closer to it now. Look at this. 1990 to 1999. Discontinued that. Then the original 1996 Nintendo 64 James Bond GoldenEye. Oh, and then they did the Game Boy Color, which went from 1998 to 2003. So you can see I'm racking through the hardware now. And then they had the Game Boy Advance, which went from 2001 to 2008. And then they had the GameCube, which went from 2001 to 2007, which looks like Barney's had a poo. I mean, you know, the big dinosaur thing. That's purple. I mean, if you're into purple, then that's purple. And then you had the Nintendo DS, which is still going today, 2004 to today. Then you've got the Wii. God, that came out in 2006.
Yeah, the DS. We took a special trip over to Vegas to get the DS for my husband. I remember that because he wanted it for his birthday. It was a big birthday, and we went there especially to get it because it was out in the US and not over here yet. That's how much
he
wanted
to Las Vegas to buy a Nintendo DS.
Yeah.
I mean, have you? Wow. And you married? Still? Yeah. I mean, you know, at the same time that you had the PlayStation Vita came out. Anyway. Yeah, so then you stole my thunder then, because that went from the Wii, which is obviously still going today, and you've got the Nintendo DS that came out in 2011. Does that ring a bell for you?
The DS, yeah, that's what.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Was it in 2011 that you went?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And then the Wii U, which is still present. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pieces of hardware they've launched from 1977 to today. And a little bit more because they've obviously got the new the thingies in there, the Switch. I think it only goes up so far. It only goes up to 2020. So I don't know why the Switch is on there. And then this next piece of hardware, it changed my life. It did. I remember the Christmas 1994. At the time, we had a Mega Drive. I think we still had the Mega CD. Yeah, I think we still had the Mega CD when this no, not the Mega CD, just a normal Mega Drive. So it was still the cartridge. I remember that coming. I remember this console coming out, and on Christmas Day in 1994, myself and my brother went downstairs, and my grandma and granddad were there as well, and they gave us, because we had to open our presents in a specific order in our household. So we were down there in his jammies, looking like tramps, and when they gave us a present to open, and we opened it, and it was a PlayStation game, and me and John nearly burst into tears because we said, we haven't got a PlayStation. We haven't got a PlayStation. We've only got a Mega Drive. And then my mum did that meme of the mother on Christmas Day. She pulled the box out from the side of the sofa. It was wrapped, and she slid it over to us. And I can't describe to you the just pure ecstasy that hit our bodies on that morning in 1994. And we opened it, and it was the PlayStation, and they didn't see us for 24 hours after that. I remember coming downstairs 24 hours later. I was white as a sheet, and I had really orange mouth because I've been smashing my face with cheese puffs. That's all I'd done all day. But that was 1994, 2006. That PlayStation came out. By far the best Christmas I've ever had in my life. It was just everything to me was that. And that was me really, really, really hooked to gaming then. And then you had the PlayStation 2, 2000 or 2012. PlayStation Portable. I remember that one. 2004 to 2014.
PSP. No, it's that we went to Vegas for.
Oh, the PSP. That came out in 2004?
Yeah, it was that.
I mean, you were a little bit out with your dates there, Sharon. When I said 2011, does that ring a bell? Yes, it does.
Close enough.
Nana needs a nap. It's been a long day for you.
Yeah.
PlayStation 3 came out 2006 until the present, it says. PlayStation Vita 2011, and then PlayStation 4 2013, and obviously now we have the PlayStation 5. And Xbox, you've got Xbox One came out in 2001. I bought one of those. It was like a brick, massive thing. Very expensive as well. Halo. No?
You're right there.
Yeah. Halo was brilliant. And then you had the Xbox 360, 2005, 2016, Xbox One, 2013 till present. And then now you have the X and the S. X and the S only means best. But for me, so gaming is if you're listening to this and maybe your kids game or your husband games or maybe your wife games, if you do have a wife that games, you keep hold of her. Jesus Christ. She's a rare breed. Never mind that, bloody hell. It's like saying, I want a husband that does it all. You have a wife that games, you keep hold of her because she is a keeper.
And if you're a husband, let your wife have a go because we'd quite like to.
Well, they say that, don't they, guys? But then they're going to come on. As long as they're not on your account, create them their separate account, please. Just do that. Don't go down my route and let them play on your account because they'll spoil your stats and all sorts. So create them a separate account on your console and let them get on with it. Bless them for trying. But yeah, if you have a partner that games, keep hold of her because that is a rare thing. It's like the jewel of the Nile is a wife or a girlfriend that games. Very, very rare. But also, if you have a husband that games, don't be on his case about it. It's his only escape. Maybe he's escaping from you. But we're not here to do marriage counseling. Maybe he's escaping from the harsh realities of life. Or maybe he just wants to have fun and play on his games with his friends. But whatever it might be, all we ask is that you enjoy your games, you enjoy them in a safe way. And also, you tell us about your experience as well.
I wasn't sure if you just froze it or whether you were just doing a good smile then.
No, I was contemplating ending it because I'm conscious of the time then, but I was waiting for you to like do the badum bum at the end of it, but you sort of like missed the cue there.
Yes.
This is what I mean. No wonder your husband doesn't let you play on his consoles. But can I play too? Yeah, I've deleted everything.
No, James let me play on I don't know if it's Forza or Crew 2, and we flew inverted underneath the bridge, and I just had the time of my life. So whenever I just need all the boys to leave, and I can log on and have a nice time.
That's what she said. I couldn't help it. Right, do you need to go be a parent, Sharon Boyd?
I do indeed.
Do we end it there?
Yeah.
I hope you've enjoyed this, everyone. Game safely, game well, and I will see you in the metaverse.
Thanks, everyone.
Goodbye. Bye.
Bye.